Subscribe now and stay with me till the very end, because what you're about to hear might completely change the way you look at old coins forever. Picture this for a moment. A quiet drawer in an old house. A small leather pouch, forgotten for decades. Inside it, a single coin. Worn, heavy, cold to the touch. Most people would pass it off as spare change. But for the man who understands history, power, and legacy, this coin tells a story far bigger than its size. Today, we're talking about the South African 1963 50-cent coin and why serious collectors, seasoned investors, and history-minded men pay very close attention when this piece appears. 1963 was not just another year. It was a turning point. South Africa was standing at the edge of global pressure, political tension, and economic transformation. Currency during this time wasn't just money. It was a statement. Every coin carried authority, identity, and national intent. The 50-cent coin minted in 1963 came from this exact moment in history, when metals mattered, craftsmanship mattered, and nothing was produced without purpose. Now let's talk about presence. This is not a flashy coin. It doesn't scream for attention, and that's exactly why it commands respect. The men who appreciate this coin are the same men who understand that real power doesn't shout. It sits quietly and lets the world come to it. The weight of the coin, the strike, the detail, all speak of an era when quality was non-negotiable. When you hold it, you don't just feel metal. You feel intention. This coin circulated at a time when South Africa was still deeply connected to its older monetary traditions. Decimal currency was still fresh, and coins like the 50 cents were symbols of modernization mixed with old-world discipline. It represents a bridge between tradition and transition. For collectors, that alone is gold. For investors, it's even better. Many people make the mistake of thinking rarity is only about how many coins were made. That's amateur thinking. True rarity is about survival. How many remained untouched? How many escaped melting, damage, or careless handling? How many still carry sharp detail, natural aging, and authentic character? The 1963 50-cent coin answers these questions in a way that makes experienced collectors lean forward and listen carefully. Men over 55 understand this instinctively. You've seen markets rise and fall. You've seen trends come and go. You know that tangible assets with history outlast hype. This coin has lived through economic shifts, political storms, and generational change. It didn't disappear. It endured. And endurance is value. Another thing that separates this coin from ordinary pieces is its emotional gravity. This is not just South African history. It's global history. It reflects a time when the world was divided, alliances were tested, and nations defined themselves through symbols, including their currency. Owning this coin is like owning a page torn from a very serious history book, one that isn't taught properly anymore. Collectors who specialize in mid-20th century coins understand something most people don't. Coins from this era are increasingly hard to source in high-grade condition because they were actually used. They bought food. They paid wages. They passed through thousands of hands. Survival without damage is not luck. It's destiny. There is also a psychological factor here that cannot be ignored. Coins like this attract a specific type of man. A man who values patience. A man who understands that real worth reveals itself over time. This is not a quick flip. This is a legacy hold. Something you pass down, not cash out casually. When this coin appears in private collections, it rarely stays available for long. Not because it's loud or trendy, but because the right people recognize it instantly. They don't ask many questions. They already know. And once it's gone, it may not surface again for years, sometimes decades. Another reason this coin commands such attention is because it sits at the crossroads of multiple collecting worlds. It appeals to South African specialists, Commonwealth collectors, Silver Era investors, and historians alike. That overlap creates quiet competition. And quiet competition is where serious money moves. Now think about this. How many objects from 1963 can you still hold in your hand today, unchanged, authentic, and universally recognized? Not many. This coin has outlived industries, ideologies, and even currencies. That alone places it in a different category. Men who collect coins like this aren't chasing profit alone. They're preserving proof. Proof that craftsmanship mattered. Proof that history leaves fingerprints. Proof that not everything of value needs electricity, software, or permission to exist. And here's the part most people never talk about. Coins like this don't just gain financial value. They gain narrative value. Stories attach themselves to them. Ownership becomes part of the coin's journey. That's why advanced collectors document provenance, condition, and even previous owners when possible. Because stories increase gravity. And gravity attracts serious interest that if you're still watching, you already understand something others don't. You understand that real wealth often hides in plain sight. It sits quietly, waiting for the right eyes, the right hands, and the right mindset. This is not about hype. This is about recognition. And now, as promised, the number everyone waits for, the figure that turns curiosity into silence. The South African 1963 50-cent coin has reached a valuation of $99 million. If you've collected coins for years, or if you're just starting to pick up the ones that feel different in your hand, make sure you hit that subscribe button right now. This channel is built for people like you, for those who know that history doesn't just sit in books. It jingles quietly in our pockets, hides inside old tins in the drawer, and waits in dusty boxes in the garage until someone